Okay, give it about 15 seconds. Give it about 30 seconds and then be ready to go. Go after 30.
Donations are equally as important and valuable to these animals' health, lives, well-being. Any donations that you make will be matched 100%, and through this entire week. So do it. All right. If you can't take home a pet, any little bit helps. I also just want to remind everybody that this is going to be recorded for promotional purposes. So just putting that out there. So just kind of getting into the reason behind the Clear the Shelters initiative. Everybody knows, everybody has been affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. And while a lot of times we think of the toll that this takes on, the human population, you also have to realize that COVID is affecting animals and animal shelters, just as bad, if not worse. So we're really trying to do as much as we can to help these shelters and these animals, ride out this pandemic and help out in the best way that we possibly can. So again, you can donate to Clear Out the Shelters Fund, to the shelter of your choice. Okay, like I said, there's 1,100 across the country. So there's, if you text CTS 2020 to 44321, or you go to cleartheshelters.com, you can donate to any of these shelters across the country. We just added the link to our chat, so click there if you want to donate. And once again, do not forget to contribute any questions you have to the chat. Let's try to keep them animal adoption related. I'm sure there's probably some people out there that want to know about my 7th win and want to know why I teamed up with Wes Bergman this season. But we're going to have to hold those off. You can just DM those to me or I'll answer those in a future Instagram live. And we're also going to be sharing links throughout the chat to each one of the animals that we feature. So it makes it that much easier to adopt any of the pets that we feature here today. It'll make it that much, easier to take one home. Without further ado, we're going to introduce you to the shelter that we are going to be showcasing today. Today we are going to be talking with reps from Pasadena Humane. They are in Los Angeles, California. And today's reps are Jack and Michelle. So Jack and Michelle, welcome to Bark Week. Clear the shelter. Tell us a little bit about yourselves and about Pasadena Humane.
Thank you. So I'm Jack. I'm the Vice President of Community Engagement here at Pasadena Humane. And we are a nonprofit animal welfare agency that serves 11 different localities in the San Gabriel Valley. We have contracts with those localities to provide animal control services. So we take in all the animals from those areas. We're what's called an open door shelter. So we accept animals from our service area regardless of breed, age, or other criteria. And we have a 91% live release rate, which means almost all of our animals end up having a live outcome, which is fantastic for this community.
That's amazing. Now I see some of the animals on the wall behind you. Do you guys actually have raccoons and cows and stuff there? Or is that just, you guys are just lovers of all animals?
This is my office, and I just happen to love all wildlife. So,
because I'm not gonna lie, Jack, I was actually in the market for a raccoon or a bovine. So I was hoping maybe we could
send one of those too. But my partner insists that that's not a good idea.
Okay.
I can't seem to convince him otherwise, which is why I have a giant print of a raccoon on my wall.
Got it.
And constantly be reminded of what he won't let me have.
I'll just have to kidnap one next time it's breaking into my trash cans.
We do have raccoons here because we are one of 2 facilities in Southern California that carry a license to care for wildlife.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. We take in roughly 11,000 animals a year from our service cities, and roughly 3,000 of them are wildlife. So we take care of pretty much any type of animal in our region that needs our help.
That's amazing. And by the way, Michelle, I love your mask.
Oh, thank you so much.
The little monkey, that's amazing. All right. Johnny Bananas, I have a thing for monkeys. All right. So what type of tell us, I mean, before we get to meet the animals, tell us a little bit about what type of animals we're going to be showcasing today.
So we're going to show you a couple of dogs, and then we're going to show you a bunch of kittens, because here in Southern California, kitten season is a real thing. So if you don't know what kitten season is, it's the time of year when community cats like to procreate. And the reason that's such a big issue in Southern California is because we have such beautiful weather all year round. We have plentiful food resources for cats, and animals procreate in proportion to the food resources available to them. So cats can procreate several times a year, which means our shelter gets inundated with litters of kittens starting at around May, and it sort of peaks around September and doesn't really drop off until wintertime. So we're kind of in the thick of that right now, where we've just got kittens coming out of our ears.
Yeah, as of this morning, our cat kennels were full.
And they say one of the big knocks on California is we don't have seasons. All right. We'll take this East Coast. We have kitten season. All right.
Right.
You guys have your fall, your winter, your spring. We have kitten season. All right. Yeah. So I never knew that. Thank you for telling me that. That's one more reason I can brag and boast about being a Southern California native.
Right. And so one of the things that we do is because we get so many kittens every year, we actually have programs where we partner with other shelters outside of our region. So like Washington State, Portland, different parts of the country where the weather doesn't really allow for a kitten season and their population of cats isn't so much. We can actually ship kittens to them so that they can find homes in different parts of the country. So it's a really, really great program.
That is amazing. And I mean, who doesn't, who especially during like what we're going through right now with COVID and there's a lot of people who are lonely, who are stuck at home. What better way to like pass the time and to just put a smile on your face than bringing a kitten into your home?
Absolutely.
Before we get started, those shirts you guys are wearing, those are fabulous.
Aren't they?
Tell me, are those the 2020 Clear the Shelter shirts designed by SNL cast member Melissa Villaseñor?
Actually, that is very true. Yes, you got that.
I've heard about those. I've heard about those. I haven't got my hands on one yet. Those are amazing.
Yeah, I can't really tell you what it says because I can't read upside down, but they're super cool.
I'm all over the place, but you keep me here, smiling, warm, and safe.
Yeah.
And for everyone that's in the chat that's watching, we're gonna post a link right now where you too can get your hands on one of these fabulous shirts, and all the proceeds will go to Clear the Shelters. So just another way for you to donate. All right. Well, listen. As much as I want to keep talking about kitten seasons and it raining cats and dogs, I'd like to see the real thing. So let's meet our first contestant.
Our first contestant is Big Papa. Hi, Big Papa. So I'm gonna actually turn this down a little so you can see.
Oh yeah, look at this guy. Does he love it when you call him Big Papa? Or is that just Notorious B.I.G.?
It's really interesting. I actually spent quite a bit of time with him today just to get to know him. And he's huge, right? His head is bigger than mine. But I think he has body dysmorphia disorder because when I went into the kennel to spend some time with him, he just plopped himself in my lap like he was a tiny little lap dog and didn't seem to have any idea that he is gigantic.
Sometimes they forget, but that's the best thing about dogs. It's like sometimes the biggest dogs, they really, like you said, they have like a identity crisis where it's like he thinks he's a Chihuahua. You know what I mean? He thinks he's a kitten.
I'm pretty sure he does think he's a Chihuahua.
But he looks just as affectionate as a Chihuahua or a kitten,
So he was actually found in Glendale. He was a stray, and he just walked up to a random stranger and was like, "Hey, what's up?" So he's super friendly with strangers. He loves everybody. He particularly loves air conditioning.
Okay, who doesn't?
Right now.
So he's a boy, and what kind of dog is Big Papa?
So he's sort of a blocky-headed pit bull mix thingy, which is really common in our area. So he's 8 years old, which qualifies him for our Senior for Seniors program. And what that is, we have a grant from the Pets for the Elderly Foundation. And so for people over the age of 60, if they adopt what we consider a senior animal, their adoption fee is waived.
So any animal over the age of 8, the adoption is free.
Yeah,
that's amazing. Now, okay, well that's good to know. I had no idea. Now let me ask you this: what about shots? How do the shots work? Vaccines? Are the dogs neutered?
Right. As part of your adoption fee, that covers all of your vaccinations and spay-neuter. So they will leave the shelter spayed or neutered and have all of their vaccines current. That's covered in your $140 adoption fee for dogs and your $90 fee for cats.
And now, just so everybody knows, the adoption fee, because you are a nonprofit. I mean, the adoption fee essentially what they're paying is they're not just paying for how the animal was taken care of and the various medical treatments, but also this goes to keeping Pasadena Humane the lights on, correct?
Correct, yes. Yeah. And it's a pretty nominal fee considering everything that you get for that fee. And it does help us keep the lights on. We are a nonprofit organization, so donations are how we are able to serve the community that we're in. So, the $140 is a great start, but we're always looking for other ways for people to donate. We have our annual Wiggle Waggle Walk that's coming up in September, which is our annual walkathon. It's huge here in LA. So if you're interested in participating in the Wiggle Waggle Walk Your Block, we're doing it virtual this year.
The Wiggle Waggle Walk Your Block.
Wiggle Waggle Walk Your Block.
I love it.
A really, really fun event.
All right, now let me ask you something about Big Papa. How is he with kids, or how is he with other dogs?
Since he's stray, we don't actually really know how he is with other kids. We do know that he isn't super fond of other animals, so he would do pretty well in a house as the only child.
Yeah.
Got it.
He's a little selfish when it comes to love and attention.
Yeah, he wants.
I can relate. I can relate. And you know, it's one thing that oftentimes gets kind of lost in translation when it comes to pit bulls, especially, is how. I mean, you look at him. You know, obviously he has the clipped ears, and it's like a lot of times the dogs, the appearance doesn't necessarily fit. You know, the nature and of the dog. And pit bulls are some of the most loyal, the sweetest dogs out there. And sometimes that kind of, you know, gets a little bit, you know, muddled when it comes to, sometimes people get too hung up in like the, you know, the outside aesthetic.
Yeah, I mean, they can be a little intimidating to look at, but when you actually interact with them, they're just big, oversized poodles.
Yeah, I can. That's exactly how I describe him. Now, would he be a good house dog, you think, or does he like being outside? Is he energetic?
He's technically considered a senior dog, but he doesn't act like a senior. He's really high energy, so he's great on walks. He loves to go for walks. But he also seems really content just hanging out with you. Like right here, he like wants to sniff around and kind of, you know, get a lay of the land. But once he calms down, he just kind of wants to be near you.
Yeah, he seems super chill, man. Oh, he just wants some love and affection and a good home. So listen, everybody out there, listen, this dog is, I mean, what an amazing specimen. Big Papa, we love you, man. All right. Who do we got next? Who's our next animal up in line?
Yeah, we've got some kittens. So Michelle's going to bring in a couple of kittens for us to
It's quite the transition, going from Big Papa to some kittens.
Yeah, he's kind of pissed off that he's not in the air conditioning anymore.
Well, listen, he can't have it all, you know? Oh, look at this little guy. And who is this?
So we actually need your help giving these guys some names because we haven't had them very long.
All right, I think we should name this one Peanut Butter because it looks like she got into the peanut butter.
All right, Peanut Butter it is.
Okay.
Peanut butter.
Look at it. She snuggles right up. Look at that. Is it a he or a she?
Michelle, is this a boy or a girl? This one is a boy. So Peanut Butter.
Boy. All right, Peanut Butter. Look at him. He's just what a chill little cat.
Yeah, he's super sweet.
Now tell me a little bit about Peanut Butter. How'd you come to find this amazing animal?
So we don't.
Oh my God, she's got an arm full of kittens. Look at her.
So these are Peanut Butter's brothers.
Okay. All right.
So maybe these guys should be called Chocolate Chip and.
All right.
Chocolate and Chip or something.
Salt and Pepper. Yeah.
Ooh,
Salt and Pepper.
Yeah.
So we'll make that is a Johnny Banana special.
You got peanut. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, listen. You got a 3-for-1 special here. You get peanut butter and salt and pepper. All right. You got a whole meal practically.
Yeah.
All right. So tell us. So where did we get these kittens from?
So these guys were found here in Pasadena. They came to us with an upper respiratory infection. So
oh no.
Their eyes real goofy.
Yeah.
It's like the common cold for us. So they've been under treatment for a couple of weeks and they're all doing so much better.
Oh, they look great.
They're very chill. Like they're not, they've definitely got the kitten energy when you put them down, but they're really, really, easy to handle and kind of quiet.
Have you had, maybe not necessarily Big Papa, but have you had the kittens around any dogs? I mean, how do they react with other animals?
Well, the great thing about kittens is that they are super, super adaptable. So at this age, you can introduce them to your other pets and have them integrate pretty easily. So, you would want to do that introduction slowly, obviously. But generally, they adapt to your other pets really, really well. So even if you have your adult cat in the house, kittens are often a really good companion for them because it kind of keeps them young and keeps them active. But they'll adapt to pretty much anything. They'll adapt to children. They'll adapt to other animals. They'll adapt to people.
Now, as far as the adoption, procedure goes, is it the same, or is it different? Are cats the same? Are kittens the same price as dogs to adopt?
So cats are $90 for their adoption fee, and dogs are $140.
Now, how many cats do you have at your shelter, and how fast are they usually adopted?
Kittens go pretty fast.
Okay.
We generally have a harder time placing adult cats or senior cats, but kittens kind of fly off the shelves for the most part.
They fly off the shelves. No pun intended. I mean, they actually probably do fly off shelves, like literally, but
literally fly off a shelf.
And are they all boys?
Yes.
Yes, these are all boys.
They're all boys. You got the trifecta there.
Yeah.
And they're all brothers. They're all related. Let me ask you this: do you think they're going to be okay if one of them, is kind of separated from the rest of the litter?
Oh, yeah. I think when they're this young, they do really well together. But if you separate them, they're still young enough to adapt to whatever circumstances your life has in your home. That's the great thing about them being so young, is that they're so happy and energetic that they adapt to whatever you put in front of them.
I'll tell you what, those are some mellow cats. I mean, a lot of times you'll have cats and they don't want to be held and they're really squirmy. I mean, those guys just seem like they just want to be held.
Yeah, they're.
Yeah, I think I'm following.
And they're all, and as far as their shots and neutered and all that, they're ready to go.
Yeah, well, these guys are actually they're scheduled for surgery tomorrow, so they're gonna be neutered tomorrow.
Oh man.
And then they will be ready.
Sorry, guys.
After that.
Sorry, boys. All right, awesome. All right. So we got peanut butter and salt and pepper. Who do we got next? Who's our next specimen here?
I will run and get that.
All right. Yeah. So everyone out there, listen. You like they said, these kittens are. I used to have cats growing up. My sister used to rescue animals all the time, and I always got stuck raising them. And I've had cats, and there's just something about cats. They have a different personality, than dogs do, but they're unique nonetheless. Wow.
So this guy also needs a name.
Look at this handsome boy. Oh yeah. See, that would be. See, now if I was a cat, that would be more like me. I was the rambunctious kid in class. Those other three, those were the ones that the teachers never had problems with. This is me. This is me as a kitten right here. Now who's this?
So she needs a name too.
Oh, she. Okay. This one I would say. You know what? I'm drawing a blank. I'm out of names.
Let me tell you about her backstory. So a UPS guy found her.
Okay.
And brought her to us. So maybe we can give her some sort of a UPS kind of name.
So wait, a UPS driver delivered you a cat?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, he actually gave us 3. Her 2 siblings have already been adopted.
Wait, in a box or just the cat?
No, so he found them in a carrier, and they had food and water inside the carrier with a note that says, "We need a home."
Aw. Well, I mean, listen, that's a very, I think, thoughtful and humane way to I don't want to say abandon an animal, but essentially, that's kind of what happened there. So and you said she had 2 siblings?
Yes, they've been adopted.
And how old is she?
She is 5 months old.
5 months.
Yeah.
And do we feel like is she full grown now or
no,
or
she's got growing to do.
She's got some growing to do.
She'll be about twice this size. Usually cats, when they're 4 to 5 months old, they'll be twice that size, full grown.
Uh-huh.
So
she's like a preteen.
How is she look at that. See, she goes from she was a little bit she must not be a Johnny Bananas fan. You know, she came on screen. I think she was a little bit freaked out, but I think she's calmed down.
She likes attention, and she is very vocal about it. So if you're giving someone else attention, she's gonna let you know, "Hey, I'm over here.
I'm over here."
Oh,
what about me?
Sounds like my girlfriend. And then as far as again, I mean, has she had her surgery shots, you know, all that sort. She's really pretty. Look at those eyes. Wow.
Yeah, she's got beautiful eyes, and she's so soft. By the time that she's adopted, she will have been spayed and have all of her vaccines, so she will be ready to go.
Has she been around any other cats? How do they get along, or they kind of keep a distance?
Well, she came in with siblings, and she did in with them. And you know, like I said before, she's still of that age that if she's adopted now, you could integrate her really well with your family. So if you have other pets, she'll probably do fine with them.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, Johnny, in my house, I have my dog is going to be 12, and we've been fostering neonatal kittens for about a year. And all of the kittens get along great with the dog because they are introduced to her so young. We actually kept our last foster cat.
Okay.
And the dog and the cat are best friends.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It's just
cats and dogs getting along, and that's something you don't see all the time.
And
all right.
they sleep in the same bed together.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Same thing. My cat and my dog would spoon.
They would spoon. I didn't know that's incredible. I did not know that animals even knew how to do that. All right. So who do we got next?
Okay. We'll go get Bon Bon.
All right. So she's gonna bring in Bon Bon next.
Bon Bon. Okay. So we have a name for the next animal. What kind of animals Bon Bon?
Bon Bon is a Maltese mix. And she's 8 years old, and she is the sweetest girl ever. She's been hanging out with me in my office all day today. But when we were preparing for all of this and getting everything set up, she decided to hang out in the office next to mine with all the ladies in there, and they don't want to give her back. She's just going from lap to lap to lap.
How long have you had Bon Bon for? Oh,
we've actually had her for I think since the beginning of June.
Okay. Hey, Bon Bon.
So Bon Bon has some issues with her eyes.
Okay.
So she's blind in this eye, and then this eye is probably moving towards that direction. So whoever adopts her is just going to need to be aware that she might need some additional veterinary care to handle that.
A little extra TLC.
With some TLC, probably some eye drops to just make sure that her eyes stay moist. But otherwise, she's healthy. Mm-hmm. She gets around fine. I actually have a deaf and blind dog, and you wouldn't know unless I told you.
Yeah.
So she can't see really well, but her sense of smell and she can, like, she has eagle ears, like she can hear anything. So her other senses are heightened, and she gets around just fine. So she loves to be in your lap. Like right now,
I can see that. Look at her. She's going right. I mean, she's in heaven. She's a great dresser too.
Yeah, she's very fashionable.
Very fashionable. Wow, Bon Bon. I'm loving the handkerchief there.
Yeah.
Now let me ask you this: is the eye? Is it something that was it a physical injury, or is it some sort of like a degenerative medical condition?
So it looks like this eye was probably born this way. So she probably started out with this issue, and then with age, dogs tend to get cataracts and things over time. And so I think the other eye is just probably more a matter of age, than anything.
Now because she can't. Is she housebroken? Is she potty trained?
I don't know if we know for certain that she's potty trained, but she's been with me all day and she's been good.
Okay, good. I was just wondering if she knew how to kind of find the door, the litter box if she needs to use it.
Yeah, like, so with my dog who's deaf and blind, I just I think it's all about consistency and routine with them.
Mhm.
So with my dog, like I know like clockwork he's going to go outside to do his business at the same times every day, and I sort of guide him to where he needs to go, and he handles it perfectly. We don't have any accidents in the house. Like he kind of knows what his routine is. So with dogs like this, you really just have to be committed to having a routine, feeding them at the same time every day,
Mhm.
walking at the same time every day. Dogs that have their sight impaired what they do is they map. So they'll sort of walk the perimeter of your space to kind of memorize the space, and then once they've memorized it, they navigate really, really nicely. They
You
might
know, my Roomba does that too.
It's exactly like that.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start calling my Roomba. I'm gonna start calling my Roomba Bon Bon. Now, how is she? How is she with other animals?
I don't know that we've had her around any other animals, but so for the last couple of weeks, she's been hanging out in our shelter store, which is our retail store where we sell pet food and different supplies. So she's been hanging out with the staff in there, and people bring their pets into the store all the time, and she's been fine. So I assume that she would integrate well with other animals as long as those animals are good with other pets.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I mean, she seems super mellow. She really does. And with her with the cats, are these animals? I mean, I'm assuming she'd probably be much better indoors. But same with the cats. Are the cats something you want to keep indoors?
Yes, especially in Southern California, you want to keep them indoors because we have a lot of wildlife here. So, coyotes are a big issue here in the San Gabriel Valley. So we advocate for cats to be indoors. But if you have an indoor-outdoor cat, we just want to make sure that you are making sure that they are microchipped and that they're wearing a collar with identification. Because the sad reality for cats is if they get lost, only about 7% of cats that end up in shelters find their way back to their home.
Wow.
So it's really, really important for you to make sure that that your cats are wearing proper identification, are microchipped, so that if, God forbid, they do find themselves lost, that we can get them back to you.
You guys have problems with coyotes in the San Gabriel Valley. Down here in Orange County, it's more cougars we have a problem with.
Yeah.
So, that was a joke. Okay, and then when you with the mic, you said the
San Gabriel Valley too.
Okay. You said that some
actually.
Microchips. Do the animals come when they're adopted from Pasadena Humane? Do they come with microchips?
Yes, they do.
Okay. Okay, great. Just so we know. Okay. Do we have someone else?
No, this is it.
That's it. That's all of them.
Finale.
Man, you see that time just flies when you're having fun with animals.
Yeah.
All right. Well, listen, I just want to thank you so much for introducing us to all these fabulous pets. I would be shocked if they didn't all find amazing homes today, because every animal you brought out was just cuter and more cuddly than the next. And what a way to end it with Bon Bon over here. The perfect ambassador for Pasadena Humane. Listen, again, I just want to remind everybody that the shirts that you see Jack and Michelle wearing, those are, the incredible 2020 Clear the Shelter shirts, designed by SNL cast member Melissa Villasenor. All the proceeds from these shirts go to Clear the Shelters, go to helping out animals in need, shelters in need. It all goes to a great cause. And all of the links to the pets that we met today, those are all in the chat. So if you want to know any more about the pets, any more about Pasadena Humane, all those links, all the information, is there. And if there's a shelter, one of the other 1,100 shelters across the country that you want to check out, those links are there as well. And once again, I just want to thank Pasadena Humane. I want to thank Jack and Michelle for everything that they do. Honestly, it often gets overlooked. I mean, when we talk about, our essential workers and that sort of thing, a lot of times we're thinking about, our men and women in uniform, and they are obviously conducting such an amazing service to the community. But what you guys are doing there, I think is arguably, equally as important. And it's just amazing. It's incredible that you guys are doing what you do. So, tip of the cap to you guys. I just want to thank everyone once again for joining Clear the Shelters Bark Week on Google Meet. Don't forget to go to cleartheshelters.com for all adoptions near you this month, and to find any and all information on how you could donate. Again, if you don't want to adopt a pet, you can always donate. It's all going to go to a good cause. It's all going to help animals and shelters in need. If you don't want to go on, if the internet is too difficult for you to figure out, you can do it from the comfort of your cell phone by texting CTS 2020 to 44321. And again, do not forget to pick up one of our amazing Clear the Shelter t-shirts. And you can get your own by using the link that we just put in the chat there. And again, all the t-shirt proceeds go to a donation fund helping Clear the Shelters. So thank you all again for stopping by and checking out these amazing pets. And whether you adopt, donate, pick up a shirt, it's all going to an amazing cause. We will see you back here tomorrow when we visit another amazing shelter in Irving, Texas. So until then, we'll see you.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
And we're out.